Alviso was a very small part of the district that I was hoping to represent when I ran for office in 1991. Most of the district, which was District 4 at the time, was the northeast part of San Jose. There's a very small community right at the bottom of San Francisco Bay called Alviso that was very unique, very small, and very isolated from the rest of the city. I don't remember how I got interested in Alviso, but I did. I was working for another councilwoman at the time. I know they used to come to city council and complain that they were neglected a lot and that they weren't getting their fair share of city resources and that they had very unique needs, most of which was occasionally they would flood.
83 was the flood here. 1983, right here. I was almost demoted, almost fired, and anything else because I was involved helping, and the fire department assigned me out here. I was actually at work out in Aborn and White. I called the chief myself and said, I'm leaving, I'm going home. Oh, wait a minute, Dick. I said, no. I heard in the news we're flooding. They didn't even tell me. Santos, you gotta help us. Let's don't lose one body. They didn't want the publicity. So they started evacuating everybody by force. We all gathered, 40 of us, right there at the Gold Street Bridge with the priest. San Jose cops who I knew, I was only been on 15 years then, they set with their batons, eating steak sandwiches and stuff. We had nothing, came fully clothed, walked to that bridge. We're gonna go back and take our homes. So Father Coleman said, we're returning. We're taking our homes back. Got the batons out, we started walking, called his bluff, the father did. Without him, they'd beat us up. TV cams were rolling, they stopped. It's okay, under your own responsibilities, if you get hurt or anything, it's on you guys. We walked through water to our chest, all the people in this community, 40 of us, took our homes back. True story. I've tried on my own 3 times for the council to listen to me over this noise. They gave Agnew all of protection, gave him money. They don't even pay taxes to San Jose. They neglected Alviso. And it sits here sometimes we can't even hear our TV. And this is a direct path of that flight. They gave those folks there thousands of dollars for windows, protection, air conditioning, everything else in Agnew. And here we are, San Jose citizens, and our council voted to give them the money, and we got nothing. It's a true story. And I mean, there's days here it's just sad, whether you have classes or whatever. And in Alviso, when you're a child, you grow up to dislike the city of San Jose because they're the ones that govern you, have never treated you equal. So you grow up with that chip on your shoulder.
They had had a lot of so-called obnoxious uses placed upon them for decades. The sewage treatment plant was out there. There were garbage dumps out there. There was a levee that was built at one point that ringed the community. It turned out the levee was laced with asbestos. Mosquitoes, feral cats. There was periodic flooding. It was just, not considered a good place to live. And yet there was a community there that had been there for a century that loved Alviso. Is the only access that San Jose, the whole South Bay, has to the bay. And so there was an old yacht harbor. There was train tracks that ran through that gave it a lot of charm. There were historic buildings. And there was wide open spaces in nature. So it really was a lovely place. I used to love to go there. The grand vision, of course, is based on its history and depends on the future, because the whole concept of bringing Alviso back as a port is one